night.
Definitely impaired driving is a factor, speeding, seatbelt use.
A spike in fatal crashes, how many people have died on Manitoba highways this year, and the message from police as we head into the long weekend. Also tonight, pushing ahead with powering up.
The kind of damage we're seeing is more severe. The number of outages spread across a wide area is greater.
How many customers are still without power after yesterday's storm, and how soon Manitoba Hydro hopes to have them back online. Plus, calling it quits. Another city councillor decides not to run for re-election, while Sherry Rollins has withdrawn from the race. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Some grim statistics from RCMP tonight as Manitobans prepare to head out on the highway this long weekend. Fatal crashes have significantly increased this year. And as CTV's Jeff Keel shows you, speed, alcohol, and not wearing seatbelts are some of the main factors.
Brandon's Ben Horn is on a road trip to Fort Frances, Ontario this long weekend. He says he stays within the speed limit and is responsible, but he sees others who don't always follow the rules.
There's all the yahoos who like to go 20, 30 above, zipping by every now and then. It's pretty common. I think everyone would say that.
So sadly, he's not surprised by some disturbing stats released Friday showing deaths from vehicle crashes in Manitoba are way up.
I would assume alcohol it would be an influence this time of year, especially long weekends, stuff like that. It's unfortunate.
RCMP say so far this year there have been 43 collisions, resulting in 48 deaths. That's up 23% from last year, where 39 deaths were reported. And it's a 34% increase over the 5-year average.
When we do see it go up, it does surprise us, especially because we have a good dedicated team who are out there every day, and they're trying to, make a difference.
Of the 48 road deaths, 5 involved ATVs or dirt bikes. In 3 cases, there were no helmets. And in 12 of the fatal crashes, alcohol or drugs are confirmed or suspected.
Definitely impaired driving is a factor, speeding, seatbelt use. They're all contributing factors.
Mounties are releasing the data now to get the message out over August long. The numbers are startling for advocates who strive to make roads safer.
An increase like that in such a short period of time is really concerning.
MAD Canada says it's crucial to plan your ride ahead as the devastation does not end at the crash site.
I've been thinking about my mom every day for 27 years, and I wish I could pick up the phone and let her know about her grandchildren that she never got to meet. Show her pictures of my wedding that she never got to attend.
RCMP also say 29 of the fatal collisions occurred in the last 3 months alone, including 10 so far in July. Police believe someone likely shot an airsoft or pellet gun at a Winnipeg mosque. It happened at the Rama Islamic Center on Watt Street Wednesday night during a prayer service. Investigators say a vehicle drove past the center and people inside shouted racially derogatory names. That's when police say 2 individuals fired shots at the building from a vehicle which broke glass.
It's very troubling. It also has a lot of negative effect on our youth, especially because they don't feel safe. They don't feel like they belong. Winnipeg has relatively been a better city than others. We see a lot of this in Ontario and other places, but so it was even more shocking because Winnipeg is a community that always stands together.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is weighing in on the incident. In a statement posted on X, he said, quote, "This violent act of Islamophobia is appalling and has no place in Canada." He also said he is grateful no one was injured and that law enforcement has his full support as they bring the perpetrators to justice. And in a Facebook post, Winnipeg's Mayor Scott Gillingham said, quote, "There's no place in Winnipeg for hate, intimidation, or Islamophobia." He added no one should feel unsafe in a place of worship and encouraged anyone with information on the incident to come forward. Sherry Rollins is no longer running to secure a 3rd term as city councillor for Fort Rouge East Fort Garry. Rollins has withdrawn from the running in the upcoming municipal election. In a statement to CTV News, Rollins said public servants should not have to compete with a mayor's office that increasingly sidelines them and provides them with an executive leadership team that values compliance and not fearless advice. Rollins was first elected to council in 2018. She served on the mayor's executive policy committee until 2025 when she resigned from the role. Rollins joins a growing number of current councillors who are not seeking re-election. Janice Lukes, John Orlico, Brian Mays, and Marcus Chambers had all previously announced they're not running in the municipal election. Winnipeggers go to the polls on October 28th. A Winnipeg man has been handed multiple provincial notices after allegedly leaving his dog alone in a car during a heat wave. It happened Wednesday afternoon. Police say the man left his German Shepherd unattended in a parked car in a grocery store parking lot on Osborne Street. At the time, the temperature was about 30 degrees Celsius with a humidex of 43. Officers say several bystanders provided cold water to the, quote, thirsty, distressed dog through a slightly open window. At one point, the driver confronted the bystanders before returning to the store. Police allege when the owner came back to his car, he was belligerent with the bystanders before hitting one with his car and reversing into a parked pickup truck as he sped away. Officers were called to the scene and identified the driver. Police then went to a home in the Lord Roberts neighborhood and found the German Shepherd tied up in a backyard. They were met with a 67-year-old man who was handed several provincial offenses, including careless driving, inflicting suffering, anxiety, and distress to an animal, and failing to provide an animal with reasonable protection from heat or cold. Mosquito fogging trucks are rolling into battle across the province tonight. The province has ordered the fogging because of the presence of a high number of Culex tarsalis mosquitoes infected with West Nile virus. Weather permitting, the plan is to fog a 3-kilometer radius in Carman, Stonewall, Winkler, and several Winnipeg neighborhoods. Brandon officials say their crews completed mosquito fogging operations across the Wheat City early this morning. So far, the province says no one has tested positive for West Nile virus this year, but health officials say even a single bite from an infected mosquito can cause anything from mild to severe illness, including death. All right, let's bring Colleen Brady now and get a first look at your long weekend Skywatch forecast. What are you tracking for us as we kick off this long weekend, Colleen?
Tracking a nice hot long weekend for the most part. Most of it will be sunny and hot, but not all of it. Tonight, the long weekend kicks off dropping down to 15 degrees overnight. A few clouds, winds at their strongest out of the north at 20, but they will be really light through the overnight hours. Into Saturday morning we go, well, trying to. I don't think we're going to. So tell you what, I'll tell you all about it anyway. Tomorrow, we'll go back and forth between sunshine or a mix of sun and cloud. An afternoon high temperature of 29 degrees. We'll have one even hotter day left of the long weekend before things start to change. I will bring you your full long weekend forecast coming up.
It doesn't matter what happens to you, the community will rise up and be there for you.
The show must go on. How people are helping a Folklorama pavilion after their outfits were stolen days before the show. A heartbreaking crime has turned into a heartwarming community effort. All of the cultural outfits from the Ghana Folklorama Pavilion were recently stolen, just days before Folklorama is set to begin. But as CTV's Danton Unger reports, within hours of the crime, the community rallied.
A team of volunteer sewers are hard at work inside the Ghana Folklorama Pavilion, scrambling to recreate dozens of cultural outfits that were stolen.
It doesn't matter what happens to you, the community will rise up and be there for you.
Pavilion coordinator Abigail Larson says on Thursday, these 3 bins were stolen from a volunteer's car. Inside, 75 sets of the pavilion's cultural attire needed for the Folklorama performances, along with 25 Ghana Black Star soccer jerseys that were going to be featured this year.
It's priceless. We can't really put a cost on those cultural attire.
With just days left before the pavilion is set to open, Larson put out an urgent call for help.
The outreach that came literally within hours was amazing.
Support from other Folklorama pavilions poured in, and then Virgin Radio's Ace Burpee show caught wind of what happened.
So we can do this, and we will do this. We're going to rally hard.
Raising $1,500 and footing the bill to buy nearly 50 shirts efforts to replace the stolen soccer jerseys. And the folks at the India Pavilion jumped in to cover the cost of printing them.
We have to watch each other's back. We have to be there for when somebody needs us, and that's important.
Not to mention hundreds of meters of African fabric donated, with community members showing up Friday to help sew.
I just have always loved folklorama, and I knew that it's very important to our community. I had the day off, so I thought this was a really cool thing to help out with.
Crafting all this into brand new outfits for the young performers, but they're under the gun. All this has to be ready in time for the first show on Sunday.
The show will go on, and it'll be better than ever.
Danton Unger, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The Winnipeg Police Service tells CTV News the theft was reported and its property crime unit will be doing a follow-up investigation. But the Ghana Pavilion is asking anyone who comes across the 3 stolen bins to return them to the pavilion at the Notre Dame Recreational Center. RCMP are asking for your help tonight after a significant theft in Grunthal. Mounties have released these photos of a red truck that made off with somewhere between $40,000 and $50,000 worth of electrical cable. They say it happened July 25th. That's last Saturday around 2 in the afternoon at a business on Holme Road. RCMP say there were 2 suspects, both men. One was wearing an orange safety vest, the other a blue safety vest. Anyone with information or who knows who owns this truck is asked to contact St. Pierre RCMP or Crime Stoppers. Well, at one time, the City of Winnipeg planned to sell the old St. Boniface City Hall building. Now, the city hopes to lease it to someone. The city has put out a new request for proposals for the Heritage Building. The RFP would see someone lease the building and act as the property manager for a 10-year period with the option of a 10-year extension. Now, according to the RFP, the successful proponent would have to engage the public and provide access to the property. The future of the building has been up in the air for years, with a number of different proposals to rejuvenate or sell it. The city wants all proposals to be in by October 23rd. The power is back on tonight for 25,000 customers, but Manitoba Hydro says hundreds more remain in the dark following Wednesday's intense storm.
Still a lot of work to be done with 4,500 customers still without power. That's across 350 separate outages across the city.
Hydro's Peter Chura tells CTV News crews hope to have the larger outages fixed tonight, but smaller ones may take a bit more time. Hydro says some damage isn't accessible until fallen trees are removed, and because outages are so widespread, it's difficult to get to them all quickly. Hydro says Wednesday's storm is worse than the one we saw back in June.
The kind of damage we're seeing is more severe. The number of outages spread across a wide area is greater. It really is a tremendous challenge to try to get to all of it.
Crews from other parts of Manitoba are lending a hand to those in Winnipeg. Short, localized outages may also be needed to allow crews to safely work. Estimates to restore power have temporarily been removed from the outage map on Manitoba Hydro's website. That's because of the amount of damage needing repair.
I think it was the best day of the war.
Saying goodbye to a Second World War veteran, how old the Manitoba-born soldier was, and the action he saw in the conflict. Plus, Colleen's going to be back with your complete Skywatch forecast. Stay with us.
Somehow here we are already at the end of July. The highest temperature today was 27 degrees, but the record for July 31st was set on this day 100 years ago when it was almost 10 degrees hotter, 36.7 degrees. Overnight, it'll be fairly clear. Not a lot happening. Winds will be light. Heat warnings have been reactivated for parts of southern Manitoba. This isn't a surprise. Right now, the southwest part of the province, including places like Boissevain, Deloraine, Hartney, Melita, and Verdun, all under this heat warning. It will be very hot and humid on Saturday, even more so on Sunday. Out to the east, northwestern Ontario, parts of it are under a heat warning. This likely will not last for too much longer. It will be a nice warm weekend for the most part, but we likely will see that heat warning at least come down fairly soon. Overnight we go, not a lot happening throughout the day. The night ahead tonight, the day tomorrow, it'll be sunny, it'll be warm across the south. We'll get up into the upper 20s, not far behind in the north, well into the 20s in some of those areas, closer to central Manitoba, pushing into parts of the north. As we get overnight, into Saturday and into Sunday, the heat is only going to grow. We'll go into the low 30s for air temperatures, and when you factor in the humidex, it will be even warmer than that. But that start to see a little bit of change in terms of the sky conditions. There is the potential we could see some showers start to crop up on Sunday. Now, Sunday, it looks like will be still very hot, very humid here in the Red River Valley, but it's when we get to Monday that there is the potential for showers again crossing the south, including into Winnipeg for Terry Fox Day on Monday. Not a certainty, but the chances are growing. Across the province tonight, down to 13 degrees overnight in Churchill, just a few clouds there. Thompson, a low of 13 tonight, 27 in the sun tomorrow. Churchill, Gillam, Island Lake, all heading into the mid-20s, all looking at like you'll see a mix of sun and cloud with a low chance of showers. In the northwest overnight tonight, we drop down into the teens, 14, 15 degrees through Lynn Lake and Norway House, a few clouds there. Partly cloudy for Flin Flon and the Paw overnight, and then tomorrow, sunshine around the region, hot highs, 28, 27 degrees. Partly cloudy tonight in the southwest, down to 15 in Brandon, 30 there tomorrow under a mix of sun and cloud. And Winnipeg in the southeast, partly cloudy or a few clouds overnight, 14, 15 degrees, sunshine, and highs around 28, 29 tomorrow. Northwestern Ontario, just a few clouds at most over Dryden, sunny there. Quick look at the 7-day forecast. Saturday, 29 degrees. If that isn't hot enough for you, try 32 on Sunday. Terry Fox Day on Monday, 24 degrees, likely with showers. Then we'll see the heat ramp back up by the time we get to the midweek. Our photo this evening takes us out to beautiful Norway House and a look out onto the water. There's some boating happening. That photo is from David. You can email us your photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. Cooling off in the shade can help beat the heat, but sometimes you just need to roll around in some ice, right? That's how these polar bears at the Prague Zoo are cooling off. Zookeepers put out tons of ice cubes as another heat wave hit Europe this week, and these two wasted no time rolling around in the beds of ice. These bears are actually twins. The temperature soared to 38 degrees Celsius later this day. Veterans Affairs Canada says one of the country's last surviving Second World War veterans has died. A social media post from the federal agency says William, or Bill Wilson, died Monday at 101 years old. It says he was born right here in Manitoba in 1924 and served aboard the HMCS Ottawa and took part in the bloody D-Day landings on the beaches of Normandy on June 6, 1944. Wilson was 14 when the war began. He enlisted on his 18th birthday in November 1942. In 2015, Wilson was featured in a video for Valor Canada in which he reflected on the magnitude of D-Day.
I think it was the best day of the war for the world. We did free all of Europe. Canada was there. For a little nation like ours. It still amazes me. There were 5 beaches and Canada had one of them. And the Brits and the Americans trusted us to look after that beach. And we did. Would I do it again? In spades.
Veterans Affairs Canada says on its website Wilson joined the Naval Reserve when the war ended and retired from active service in 1979. Wilson's obituary says a celebration of life will be held in August at Calgary's HMCS Tecumseh, the Naval Reserve unit where he most recently served.
It's like wiping the kitchen counter. That's also pretty doable.
A robotic butler. The abilities and limitations in a new machine capable of cleaning your home. Do you remember the Jetsons and their housekeeping robot named Rosie? Well, it turns out that really was a glimpse into the future. As Sophie Flay shows you, just over 60 years later, we're starting to see robots cleaning homes for real.
George, is that you?
Sure, honey, and I found Rosie and I brought her back home this day.
The Jetsons back in 1962 showed us Rosie, what we thought domestic robots would look like in the future.
Yesterday, we made it public that we are starting to offer cleaning service with humanoids in SF.
And now, the future is here. This new video shows a humanoid robot vacuuming and cleaning a home in San Francisco, where Tau Robotics is now offering humanoid robot cleaning services to select applicants.
I think many of our initial customers are people who didn't have house cleaners or not that frequent house cleaners, human house cleaners. So it mainly just makes the market bigger.
Alex Koch, CEO and co-founder of Tau Robotics, says right now, a human from a central location still needs to control these humanoids with the help of AI. These videos were given to our San Francisco station KGO by Tau Robotics. Ken Goldberg of UC Berkeley has spent 40 years in engineering and is skeptical.
Being able to pick up objects off the floor is even still a challenge for robots today. And being able to sweep and wipe out areas of, counters and underneath things, that is very, very difficult.
Koch admits there's a long way to go, but says these robots can, in fact, do certain tasks.
Vacuum cleaning, for example, that's working pretty well already. Basic, for example, wiping the kitchen counter, that's also pretty doable.
In other words, it doesn't sound like these robots will be ready to mount a revolution anytime soon, like they did in iRobot back in 2004. Still, the long-term goal is there, a humanoid that can eventually clean a whole home at a cheap price.
She wants to know how much we charge her to let her work for us.
Well, maybe not that cheap. Tau Robotics is charging customers $30 an hour. But even with robots like Rosie, there may still be some challenges ahead.
We can't guarantee her, you know.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
You don't have to go far from home to have a great adventure. As CTV's Adam Sawatsky shows you, one group of seniors searching for a sweet treat ended up finding something even better.
We find our heroes, these octogenarians and their caregivers, in the midst of a quest.
We're going for a walk in the wind to look for blackberries.
Their journey, stretching more than one whole back alley block, features resilient gardens and is fueled by fun.
And we come here to have fun and be silly.
Sue says that means telling the sorts of bad jokes that always make this bunch feel better.
Lots of laughter. Yeah.
Lots of bouquet building, too, until, like all great adventures, our explorers face an unexpected detour.
One of the trees over here is a wish tree.
While Aria directs them to a tree blooming with others' wishes, our heroes are inspired to reflect on their own.
I wish.
Lee, along with Vic and David, wish to ease what physically ails them and to have more days ahead of them than behind. But they also wish for you to realize, far sooner than they did, what life is really all about.
I think to make the most that you can of every moment.
And make sure that as many of those moments as you can are spent with the ones you love the most.
And to be kind as often as you can.
And when life doesn't unfold the way you'd hoped, like when your quest for blackberries leads to only unripened red ones,
be cheerful and happy, because there's no point in being otherwise.
And seeing as they've traveled so far, why not summon the courage to bite into one of those berries anyway?
How's it doing?
How is it?
Very sour.
Really, really sour.
Crunchy.
A feeling that ends up being far sweeter than the alternative.
It made us all giggle.
Made us laugh.
Yeah.
And that's what life is about.
And that's how, after turning a seemingly fruitless quest into a fruitful one, our heroes embark back home victorious. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
I know, like both of us, we just get taken back by just how much people have supported them.
A growing business gives back. How Potatoes are helping a young Brandon entrepreneur help out local area charities.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
Saturday morning, light northwest winds, 20 degrees under a mix of sun and clouds. Sunny in the afternoon by 2 up to 27. By 5 o'clock, 28 degrees, mostly sunny in light east winds.
Thanks, Colleen. A young Brandon boy's growing backyard business will be a bumper crop for children at the local hospital.
Red fingerling and
Yukon Gold.
Yeah, Yukon Gold.
Those, along with russets, are the 4 varieties of potatoes growing in Logan Pandolfi's raised garden beds right now. Logan started Welcome to Logan's Potatoes last summer with 16 beds and sold out all 62 pounds of potatoes he offered up to the community. This year, he has 34 beds planted with 25 bags of potatoes, thanks to some donations from local businesses in the community. And this time he's hoping to sell 120 pounds of potatoes to the public. Last year, Logan used some of that money to buy items for 2 animal shelters. This year, he plans to buy toys for children at Brandon General Hospital.
The reason why I thought of that is because one time I went to the doctor?
You went to the doctors in Winnipeg?
Yeah, and after they offered me some little toy, the squishy things, and then I thought, maybe that's what we should do for our potatoes.
Pretty good idea, Logan. I like it. Logan will be selling his potato crop between August 14th and the 17th at 4 different locations all around Brandon. Purchases are capped at £5 a customer. You can find all the exact locations those potatoes are up for grabs at the Welcome to Logan's Potatoes Facebook page. Look at all that elbow grease he put into it.
Good job,
Those potato
Logan.
plants look pretty amazing, Logan. You definitely got a green thumb.